No, hell hasn't frozen over. We'll be diving into a collected edition from the other big publisher. What is going on, everybody? This is Alex, and I know most of you have been wondering why this channel has been exclusively DC all this time. Well, it's true that on the collected editions front I have been exclusively DC with a sprinkle of indies and some Marvel here and there, but if you have been following my Instagram feed, I have been evenly distributing my reading time between the big two and more, even to the extent where now it's more Marvel than DC. One amazing title led to another, and now I'm at the tipping point where I am ramping up my collected editions entirely focused on what I have missed in hardcovers and omnis on the Marvel side for the past decade. There's a ton of books I want to share with you all where I can't sing enough high praises, but for my first Marvel oversized hardcover review, I want to start off with the Vision by superstar writer Tom King and artist Gabriel Hernandez Walta. First released in November 2015, the 12-issue run not only won an Eisner Award in 2017 for Best Limited Series, but completely re-energized a fairly complex Marvel character that arguably wasn't one of the top-tier Avengers. I know Tom King can be polarizing to some readers, especially after Heroes in Crisis, but overall one can't deny his ability to put together an incredible story that generates a range of emotions. Personally, I cannot get enough of his writing, which may be one of the reasons why I decided to finally pick up this book along with the whole Instagram comic family all vouching for this series. In terms of background reading, I went into this blind and felt I wasn't missing anything. As long as you have some fairly high level knowledge knowing that Vision is a type of android where he's fully human except that he is made of synthetic body parts, you should be good to go. From the very first issue to the last, we can see that King totally focuses on the Vision battling to be normal and his constant reminder to the reader that he has saved the world at least 37 times to justify how much he wants to protect his objective to be like the rest of us. This series is where we see the Vision's next phase of his journey. The Vision creates a synthezoid family where his wife Virginia is based on the brain patterns of Wanda, his two twin teenagers Vin and Viv, as well as a synthezoid dog. I won't spoil the dog's origin and send-off as the dog has a lot of great moments in the book that will generate a lot of feels. But like in Tom King typical fashion, we get quite a few dark turns where we see the Vision family struggle with today's society, which in turn he gets constantly reminded that himself and his family are not like the rest of us. The book itself not only dives into the day-to-day with his new family, but also midway through the series we get flashbacks to the time when he was in the relationship with Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. The guest artist Michael Walsh did an amazing job here drawing the panels and truly complements Gabriel Hernandez Walta's work in the other issues. Before we dive into the definitive oversized hardcover edition, the reason why I double dipped was that I was truly engaged for the first few issues in the hardcover, and since I wanted to have this on me during my commutes and short trips, I wanted to throw something in my backpack and continue the story uninterrupted. And yes, I was truly scared that I would damage the hardcover in my backpack. If you want to pick up the two trade paperbacks, you can usually get both for $25 with discount. Volume 1 collects the first 6 issues as well as the variant cover gallery, and Volume 2 collects the second half, which are issues 7 to 12. The extras in the second volume are the final words from the entire creative team as well as the character designs and page layouts from Gabriel Hernandez Walta. And now, without wasting any more time, let's dive into the oversized hardcover. I know this may be blasphemy for saying this, but this oversized cover is absolutely next level. The book designer Jay Bowen just went all out, and what we got is truly something special. Looking at the dust jacket design, we see that the cover that they went with is the Vision Family Tree by Mike DeMondo from issue 10. The family tree will make more sense to you after you finish the book. Moving on to the back cover, we see moments from the miniseries and a brief overview of the contents. The spine design flows well from the back to the front cover, and I'm glad that the design team did not feel forced to go with a white spine design to fit with the other oversized hardcover releases from Marvel. As you have seen from my past videos, I have quite an extensive collection of DC hardcovers, so taking off the dust jacket from any publisher gives me dread that I'll be greeted with the horrible matte blackboards. This first world problem reader trauma is legitimate to me, so it was quite the relief and amazement that what I got here was an absolutely stunning design. This recreation of the Vision photo album from issue 12 just goes way beyond on what I expect to find underneath the dust jacket. The detail that Jay put here with the typography, water stains, and capturing the look of the texture is A+. All these tiny details all adds up for such a stellar design. Let's now talk about the dimensions and the build of the book. Like all the DC and Marvel oversized hardcovers, the trim size is the same as an omnibus, where it is 7.5 inches wide and 11.2 inches tall. For the page count, it clocks at 488 pages, so a $40 recommended retail price for a hardcover is definitely worth it. The only negative thing I have to say in regards to the build of the book is the paper gets wrinkly towards the gutter for the first dozen or so pages as well as the last few dozen. I assume this has something to do with the manufacturing process. The reason why I say this then rather than determine that it's due to dodgy paper stock is consistently throughout the middle of the book the paper stock does not get wrinkly at all. I know Marvel was trying to keep the price down, but maybe they should overcompensate for the manufacturing process and move to a thicker paper stock to prevent the wrinkles. For something like the Vision, I would gladly pony up an extra $10. Going back to the designs and contents of the interior, the Marvel team does a great job giving a clear indication of what a synthezoid is and puts the creative team front and center. We also get an introduction by Rainbow Rowell, which doesn't spoil the story, but she does give you an appetite for what's to come. For the main story, all the 12 issues are back to back, so there is clear indication when you hit a new issue. Obviously, there is no need for a table of contents in case you are asking. When it comes to the extras, half the book are actually extras. This is truly the definitive edition. Starting off, we see the cover process for the first 12 issues by Mike Del Mondo, which I literally spent a good chunk of time flipping through this over and over. Just be warned, if you spend too much time over these pages, you may want to have the urge to hunt down the single issues. Personally, issue 7 is the standout for me. Moving on, we get sketches and the process of the variant covers by all-star artists such as Ryan Sook, Tula Lotay, Michael Cho, and Dao Keown. Next is something we don't usually see from the extra section, which is the pitch by the writer Tom King. Then we get the character designs by Walta and Walsh, the logo design by Jay Baldwin, and we even get Clayton Cowles dive into the font selection used for the book. Following designs, we get the letters pages from issues 2 to 12 and the process for all the 12 issues. The last few pages in the extras section contains a brief interview with King and Walter, an analysis of the visual storytelling, and lastly the acknowledgement from the entire team. For my final thoughts, I don't have any doubts in my mind that King truly delivered on what he set forth in his pitch. After finishing this book, I'm sure the reader will no longer see Vision just as a part-time Avenger, but instead a critical and somewhat unique character of the Marvel Universe. It's truly sad that King signed an exclusive contract with DC, as I truly would love to see a sequel here. I intend to do more Marvel reviews on this channel, so hit me up in the comments below on what you want to see next. Personally, I'm thinking of either Jason Aaron's Thor run or Hickman's Fantastic Four if I can get my hands on those out-of-print omnibuses. Right now, if you've been following me on Instagram and Twitter, you know that I'm currently obsessed with Jonathan Hickman's House and Powers of 10. This has been my top read of the summer and can't wait to share you my thoughts. I may save the review for the upcoming oversized hardcover releasing this Christmas, so be sure to check my IG feed to hear my initial thoughts then. Again, thanks so much for your support on the social platforms, and I always love engaging with you all. This is Alex, and I'll catch you all in the next video.